Hello, everybody, this is Purge, and I'm bringing you replay commentary. I played this game with the old Sir Action Slacks, who played Warlock with me. Little bit about Slacks' support style is that he is, he's very, very good at casting spells. Slacks has always been very good at, like, casting his spells effectively, and knowing the right time and feeling the right vibe of the team fights. But the way that he lanes is a bit interesting. So I'm going to talk about that a lot because the laning stage was a bit goofy here. I played CK this game because I was looking for a carry to pick and I hadn't played carry CK in a while. And I actually tried out this FACET, the fundamental forging one, which I forgot that existed. The more common one right now, well, there's two actually. The other two facets are just simply more popular. One of them is the one that applies either silence, break, or disarm on reality rift, which is generally best for a carry chaos knight. The other facet that supports usually take is the bouncing Chaos Bolt one, which means that if you throw it to an enemy and there's a nearby other hero or unit, it will bounce the stun and it will hit both people. So that's usually the more common support one. There are some times that I've seen carry CKs get the break, disarm, or other facet. But this one I just wanted to try. So the way that this works, in case you guys missed it, is that when I craft a neutral item, 2 of the neutral items that it shows me are from the next tier higher. So that means at 5 minutes, I could get a tier 2 neutral item. And at 35 minutes, you can get a tier 5 neutral item, like the highest one. So until you get to that tier 5 one, it feels a bit iffy. One thing to say about it is that there are simply some neutral items that are just really, really good on this hero. I would say anything right click is going to be pretty good. Talking about Serrated Shiv, Gunpowder Gauntlet, Brigand's Blade would be really good. A really fast Poor Man's Shield would actually be pretty sick if you got this at 5 minutes, because you'd be instantly blocking 30 damage from enemy heroes. I pulled this creep wave out a little bit because I needed it to be not under tower. And we can both see here that Slacks decided to use Fatal Bonds, which in hindsight, actually not in hindsight, when it happened, I thought it was fucking terrible. And I told him so and we argued about it. But let's talk about why this was bad, in my opinion. So he did this because I ran into 2 heroes and he thought that I was going to die. So he thought that Fatal Bonding them all together with the creep wave would be beneficial because it would lower their chances of diving and maybe killing me. Now, one thing, Power Cogs was on cooldown. And he had Power Cogs, not Battery Assault. This guy could have stunned me and should have stunned me while I was in the creep wave, but he did not. And on top of that, if he had Shadow Ward, he could heal me and help offset the amount of harass that I'm taking, which would have been a good thing. Here's the next problem that happened. Because I didn't quite get the creep wave away from the tower, and because these are Fatal Bond linked, I'm now trying to last hit through Fatal Bonds, which means all of these creeps are taking a lot more damage than expected. And now Slacks got 2 of the last hits, not me. So the gold went to the wrong person. And it also pushes the lane, which means now we're last hitting over here by their tower, which gives them much better chances to run us down. And now it's harder for him to zone the Clockwork. Now Slacks also prioritized getting boots first, which he did because he doesn't want to die to Clockwork, which is an understandable viewpoint. But the problem is that it is a viewpoint that protects him and not me. So what ends up happening then, if he's only got boots of speed, is that he doesn't have a Blood Grenade, he doesn't have Ironwood Branches, he doesn't have Mana Regen, he doesn't have extra Tangos. He's basically just going to lane with boots to keep himself alive, which, yes, will lower the chance that he dies, but if he makes good choices, then he won't need the boots anyways, and he can use those good choices to have a higher chance of us killing one of their heroes. So if you watch how I have to basically play this lane as a result, he's going to check for the camp. It did end up getting blocked. I could have stunned a little better there, but this guy did a really, really, really good job bouncing me with Clockwork here. I maybe should have gone Chaos Strike actually in hindsight, because I am hitting creeps here, and the reality is that I probably won't have the mana to cast Reality Rift anyways, so this just would have been better, I think, to get the passive here, because Chaos Strike is one of the ways that your hero ends up stabilizing in the laning stage. So, see what's happening with Slacks here. Let's go back and watch the last 10 seconds, because I want to make sure that you guys don't necessarily do this. He's got boots, he's running away from the Clockwork, who has a Windlace, by the way, so he's pretty fast. He's going to put a heal on me, and this whole time, he's only right-clicked Clockwork like once here. He's got so much separation from him that I think he's being a little bit too passive personally. And if he does have Ironwood branches and a blood grenade, his chances of dying to him are not really that high anyways. And this whole time what's happening to me is that I'm not necessarily zoning super effectively. Oh, this was unfortunate. He accidentally casted that on a creep, which is not his intention, of course. But I guess I can get a little heal by standing next to the creep. That part's good. But he basically ends up playing behind me the whole time, so I'm pretty much contested on almost every last hit by this Vengeful Spirit, who does actually have pretty good base damage. So that's one of the downsides. Luckily, we will be able to last another tower here. And for my first item, I ended up buying a Belt of Strength, because that's going to go into Power Treads. And that will help me to deal damage and have HP and regen. Because 6 Strength is a pretty good way to be survivable. So now we go to the wave here. It's going to get pulled together. Seems like a good time to harass a little bit if he gets stunned. If he does end up standing under the creep wave. I think did I pull that away? I'm not quite sure. Luckily his cogs didn't catch me this time. Once again, it's kind of a big wave, and I need to not stand next to it when Clock is up there because he could battery assault and do other things. I feel like that was a moment where Slack should have been attacking a little bit. Is a lot of times kind of what it felt like here. Because he got some right clicks in. At some point he like aggroed the creeps here. And he brought them to here, which is a bit unfortunate. But he should be standing right here. And he should be attacking the Clockwork, not standing behind the creep wave. He kind of does this consistently. Like, I think since he got his tangos, all he did was give me 1 tango, and he hasn't taken any damage yet. Which basically means that he's spending all of his time to... He's certainly helping me by healing me and stuff like that, but like, I feel like if we count the amount of right clicks that he's done in 4 minutes, it's extremely low. And I kind of want to do that right now, but I don't want to completely derail this. So maybe we'll do it at the end of the video. Because the amount of right clicks on enemy heroes is just, frankly, really, really small. So I've got my magic wand. I've got the regen and the Shadow Word. Here's another thing they did that oh, never mind. He did get Shadow Word. It was a different game where he went 2 points Fatal Bonds. I think 2 Shadow Word is extremely good on a Warlock. Red Clockwork like a book there, which felt good. I'm more caring about getting last hits than I am about my mana, to be honest. They didn't manage to get me in this case. Didn't manage to get my wand off in time because of the chain stun, so that was unfortunate. Gotta move my courier because I don't want him to give him free gold, and I'm just going to juke it a little bit. The chances that he actually goes for this, I think, are a little bit low. Alright, and that's my boots now, so a little bit easier to get me out of trouble. Slack's still sitting very behind me. He's aggroing creeps while he's right-clicking, which isn't ideal. Popped a clarity now because he's obviously going Arcane Boots Rush, which is another thing he does. Because you see, he leverages his skills as his way to like justify his basically most of his laning stage, because it does obviously give you spells, and in the Warlock's case also harass and also heal. So it makes a lot of sense on Warlock, but there's a lot of heroes where you can justify it by getting some survivability and still leveraging your spells in a way that also keep you survivable. We had a mid-silencer this game. It was very weird. Do want my last hits, though. But boy, is he bumping me around. Just need to stand on my allied creeps, and we will be fine. Decided to eat my little tree because I had that extra Ironwood branch. I could not believe that he didn't deny this range creep. I was very happy about that one. And now I've got my power treads. Will be on the way shortly. Did my courier die? I don't know, I just can't see it because I'm to replay. Almost didn't get that one. Last hit under tower is pretty good though. I'm not too unhappy with how the lane has gone as a whole. If I didn't have a Warlock in my lane, I think I would have a really hard time. But with that said, if I had a different support hero, it would probably be easier for them and me to fight these guys to death. I decided to buy an extra Wraith Band here. I looked at the enemy lineup, and between Morphling and Venge and maybe Ember Spirit, I thought that the armor would be kind of helpful. Realistically, it certainly could have been something as simple as just a Bracer. I wanted to stun here because I knew the wave was like basically pushed. But we are done pushing, and then I'm just going to jungle a little bit here because I want to finish my neutral item. So this is a good way for me to spend my time, especially with this facet. Okay, so here's my options. I got Mana Draught, which is a tier 2 artifact, and I got Essence Ring. Both are pretty solid. The problem with Essence Ring is that I would 100% not have the mana for this. This is a really good neutral item to rush if I had like an Arcane Boots, because then I would have way more mana, which means I could press this to heal for 240 HP and also increase my current health, you know? So it's a heal, but it costs a lot of mana. So without an Arcane Boots or a mana regen enchantment, there's just like no way that I can do Essence Ring. I think Occult Bracelet is normally very, very good on this hero, and I'd be happy to get it. I think Ripper's Lash is good too, because I could use it to increase my physical damage to a hero. But I wanted to get a tier 2, so I grabbed the Mana Draught, because that's going to give me some really nice mana regen. And then I got the 10 attack speed. We were talking about going on him as soon as he got here, so just doing a little dive here. With that TP coming, I decided to walk away a little bit. And now I realized that I needed to walk away. Popped my Mana Draught, and I went for a TP because with that Global Silence there, I figured I would have a chance of TPing, and I managed to make it. So that felt really good. Because that was a TP rotation, and that was just a Global Silence to kill Morphling too. So that felt pretty sick. So back to lane now. With my slightly higher armor. The Wraithband hypothetically could have been like a faster Helm of Iron Will, but this item's a lot more expensive than it used to be. It's 975 gold. So it just kind of takes time to get to it. That really felt bad. I've experienced so many cog hits. This made sense that they rotated over because I saw Clockwork there. It's an interesting little combo that they did here. A little tread switching. I see the line now, so I actually have to go left. Fortunately, both of those are going to hit me, so I'm pretty dead here. But the bright side was that my allies rotated really effectively. And we ended up even killing the Clockwork as well. So ended up being completely worth it, in my opinion, for my life, even though I'm still behind. And if we take a look at the net worths, my net worth is certainly lower because the laning stage did not go ideal, but it could be worse. And getting 3 kills like that is worth it overall for our team's health. So I'm not super concerned. Ideally, I get my armlet at a decent time. You don't have to go armlet right now. I still kind of like buying it because the raw stats it gives you is really good, and it gives you a regen item. But something like an Echo Saber is pretty normal too. I should be getting that range creep, but I didn't see it. That was nice. Nice little Ice Blast. Could have ultied earlier, but I decided to ulti for the tower. There's my Mana Draught, so 70 plus 3% of my max mana over 6 seconds. 3%, let's see, 10% is 42. So it gives me about like 100 mana or something, which is not incredible as a strength hero, but it is something. And I'm slapping them a little bit with my illusions just because I can, basically. But I probably should have backed a little earlier to go jungle. Not afraid to kill these little skellies. My damage is decent. You could maybe make an argument that instead of buying Gloves of Haste, I should have gotten like Blades of Attack first instead. But because Blades of Attack would increase my crit amount, and that would mean that I lifesteal a little bit more, but the crit number is a little bit all over the place. And then I'm going to bring out my next 2 items while I wait for my recipe gold. Seems like a pretty big dive. I was thinking about TPing here, but for whatever reason, I decided to ulti instead and push. This Mana Draw does feel really good here, to be honest, because I basically didn't have to sacrifice my enhancement, and I still got basically unlimited mana with buying 0 mana regen items. So this Armlet Rush that I went for kind of ends up paying off in this case. I think it was probably one of the better neutral items that I had this game that was ahead of time. I did a really bad job last hitting there, which sucked. Okay, then I'm going to walk over here and possibly play around this. Since my team won this fight in the mid lane, this is like always one of the moments in the game as a carry that you should think like, I need to pressure the tower now. So if there is a fight that's big and has like, you know, 3 to 4 heroes per team, it's the exact moment that you need to go get active on pushing the lane. It's important that you don't just sit in jungle in moments like that where your team is busy. And the fact that I'm able to steal this for free was really, really nice. So there's an extra level, or at least some extra experience for the squad. Still thinking about TPing here, but I don't have my ulti for a bit. I'm really close to Armlet, which I do have the money for now. I decided to TP because I felt like I hadn't been active enough. I didn't get lucky on my illusion here. But I did get a little lion kill, which is good. My illusion just died. I don't really want to go follow that guy. And I think just simply having killed that one hero was adequate enough. I got, what, 250 gold from it. Definitely helpful. And my hero is definitely good against Lion because I can simply disable him. So, Armlet on for last hitting. Turn it off when the fight is over. And now I can basically use my Phantasm as needed to push creep waves, farm jungle camps, things like that. And every time that I have my neutral items available, I really want to prioritize going for these creeps because I want to get my next tier of neutral items. In this case, I am looking at, I would love a Brigand's Blade, a Poor Man's Shield would be good. I'm sorry, that's the one I already got. Serrated Shiv would be the best, I think. Serrated Shiv, Gunpowder Gauntlet would be the most ideal. All the other ones kind of suck. Gale Guard would be fine, Jitty Pollen Bag would be fine, but not ideal. And I think I ended up getting only bad ones. I did, yeah. So, they only gave me Whisper the Dread Gale Guard. Whisper the Dread's useless. Gale Guard is probably my best choice. I could also go for the tier 2 here in like Poor Man's Shield. Just because it should make my illusions block 30 damage. That might have been worth it actually, just because they would survive a lot longer on creeps. But I'm kind of poking here with my Centaur. I don't think Centaur has blink. He does not actually. Got a little kill here, which is nice. We're pressuring up a little bit. This isn't exactly ideal because killing a tier 2 is basically impossible at this point in the game, but just an easy kill. I think this was fine, but we don't need to keep pushing. In fact, it's not good to keep pushing. I should have probably used Gale Guard there because it is 250 heal basically. It also gives you slow resistance. But this neutral item is popular because HP is simply just good. It's effectively a wand, right? So it's always going to be useful, but I think it's a really boring neutral item, and I really hope they remove it from the game. Even though it's popular and picked often, it's just very boring. It's like, oh, I'm dying, press Gale Guard, done. That's really all it's good you for, because the numbers became a little bit too good. My team is still fighting mid, which is kind of wild, but they end up getting a kill, which is great. My net worth is still recovering towards the top from the laning stage, which kind of was mediocre. Important thing is simply not getting hook shot, which I think they could have gone on me there. A little surprised they didn't go for it. We're kind of hoping that Clockwork or somebody else is still here, because with Slack sitting behind me, I'm not too worried about getting fought. Oops, bad last hitting. I need BKB this game really badly because of the Ember and the Lion and the Venge. There's like no way that I cannot have it. I decided ulti here because I wanted to push out the wave. I could have maybe stunned that guy if I was a little faster, but I did kind of a bad job. Make sure you turn on the armlet before you ulti, by the way. If you don't do that, then you will not get armlet strength on your illusions. Very important. I probably should just kept those illusions hitting the tower because they could have done a little bit more damage, but it's not the end of the world. And I need to take this so that they don't have it. Again, very comfortable to sit over here and pressure this tower a little bit, but realistically diving this is not very safe or normal. But when we have this many heroes in the area, I feel kind of good about it. I'm just going to hit this more. I would not say this is a good use of my time. In fact, I am kind of just going to die. That was wild how I got pushed over there. Didn't get a chance to armlet toggle there. This is why pushing tier 2s are just not safe, guys. They take forever to do. If they press glyph one time, your creep wave is dead, and you've wasted 30 seconds, posturing for that. And if they are remotely competent, they will eventually find an angle that is a good fight for them. And me going on Morphling without my ulti, it's just bad. Like, this guy's got really high armor naturally with his agility, and as he dies, he just strength morphs. It's that simple. He can waveform when he's worried about dying. Like, there's just a lot of good things. If I went for the other facet, the one that could break, disarm, or silence, that would be good against him, because break doesn't do anything against him, but if I can silence him or disarm him, just naturally using Reality Rift, that's really, really good, obviously. One thing that Yatoro told me when I interviewed him at EWC was he said that 20 talent Reality Rift pierces spell immunity, that it works with that facet, that the disarm, break, or what's the third one? Disarm, break, silence. Yeah, that facet, this 20 talent left one, it goes through magic immunity. So if you use Reality Rift, you can disarm somebody through BKB, you can silence them through BKB, and you can break them through BKB. He described it as you just want to uninstall Dota when it happens to you, which makes a lot of sense. My team is doing some wild shit that I was not about to be a part of, by the way. I've got BKB coming, which is great. Team's still doing wild shit. I'm not going to go be a part of that. And I'm not going to pressure this tower either, because the chances of us being successful on pressuring that tower are low. I'm just going to hit these creeps in the meantime. And now that I've got BKB finished, I'm a little worried about them rotating to me, so I'm going to walk away. But I've got BKB now, so fighting is a lot more viable here as I use my ult. Now, if you didn't know this, by the way, Chaos Knight has the most powerful illusions in the game, basically. They do 100% of the damage that you do. So that's part of the reason why buying strength items is so good on this hero, is because strength items will go to your illusions 100%, whereas like green items don't. So a rapier illusion does not do bonus damage. You do get attack speed. Like back in the day, you used to not get attack speed from like raw attack speed items like Moonshard. Now you do. So your illusions will still attack quickly, but Armlet is just all across the board, just the best strength illusion item basically. For this reason, you're getting 25 attack speed, you're getting 25 strength from the unholy strength, and they also get a bunch of armor, which is cool. Maybe the armor doesn't apply to your illusions, only agility based armor does. I can't remember exactly. But in the past, you basically had to have raw stats for your illusions to be good. But no matter what happens... Very easy first kill here. He decided to hit the Ember. He has a Yules, clearly. Decided to BKB because I wanted to chase. And then my BKB usage was really not that great. My illusions kind of died, but... We did kill the Venge twice, which was good. If I had BKB'd a little earlier, the fight would have gone a little cleaner, but Sax had a really good ulti there that disjointed their chain stun of me and basically let me kill the line right away, which is really good. So we win a team fight outside of their tier 2. That means tier 2 dies. It was at this point that we realized bot was being pushed out. So me and Centaur decided at the exact same moment to TP, so I canceled mine and I decided to stay because both of us being on the same part of the map doesn't make sense because we would be cannibalizing each other's farm. I don't really want to be there unless there's a creep wave and a jungle that I can access. Like if I TP here, I could still farm like this or something. But that would limit what he's doing as well. So it's just better for me to stay top then at this point and for me to clean up the creep waves pretty much. Ooh, I actually could have... Oh no, I did use pull already. So my ulti usage was not incredible, but... This was pretty good, though. I pressed BKB because I didn't want to get messed up on the kill. And I wasn't 100% sure it was going to work, but it did do some work. And I don't really want to chase at this point. My BKB's gone. If their team shows up, I could easily just get chains disabled and end up dying. I kind of want to finish my neutral item because I'm very close to my next one. I think one of the hardest things about this facet, even though it's like cool on paper, is that you don't guarantee that you get a good neutral item. It feels easy sometimes, maybe not easy, but like you'll usually get a good one because you get 3 options. But with this facet's case, you only get 2, so you don't really have like a super high chance of getting a facet that you want because in a lot of cases, this is crazy actually. Slack solo killed this guy. Let's start that over. So there's a creep wave. He literally just casted upheaval blind, and this guy died to the shard, which was fucking wild. Slax also has crazy net worth because of his Midas Rush, of course. But thus is the nature of his greedy playstyle. Alright, so here's my neutral items. I got Ferret Cloak and Dezoom Bloodright. Dezoom Bloodright doesn't do anything, so I have to get Ferret Cloak, arguably, to be in a good place. I did get Alert again, which is good. Bonus attack speed. I could have also gotten the Hammer, the Gunpowder Gauntlet item, which I probably should do because I'm notoriously terrible at using Ferret Cloak myself. But it just feels good to get the tier up, you know? In this case, I was kind of hoping to get... There aren't really that many good tier 4s, actually, for CK, I would say. Magnified Monocle could be good. Extra cast and attack range, because you're usually casting at the start of the fight, so extra Reality Rift or Chaos Bolt range would be good. Outworld Staff could work. Giant Small is kind of bad because you already have a crit, so it's kind of weird, but it does give like attack slow and stuff like that. Right now I'm microing my illusions. I put some on the wave here, I put some on this neutral camp, and then I'll go farm a different place myself. And I also finished an Orchid here because we needed a little bit more disable against some of their heroes. And it's honestly a pretty common item on CK anyways to purchase because it just helps you get solo kills. And it also gives you, what, attack speed and mana regen, which I was kind of in need of here. So I don't have my ulti though, so fighting is not exactly ideal. But hypothetically I could do something if they got a little aggressive here. This is good to go get aggressive while they are on the map. I wanted that kill for sure. I should have stunned the Venge a little faster there. I kind of hesitated. I could have definitely gotten in there a little faster. So I'm going to go run to this guy. He does have a Eul's, but I've got an Orchid, so I can at least force the Eul's. I cannot believe that he let me stun him, actually. That was wild. I don't really want to Reality Rift to pull him closer to his base. I really need to ulti here. I just did an ulti, and we just killed the Morphling. That was kind of wild. I'm actually surprised that he died. He basically has a Scotty. He doesn't have Shard. So where does Morphling come in? Oh, he's coming from the south. He missed the waveform, but he does get that kill. Then he basically gets golemed. He starts morphing. But we just kind of killed him. Slax is just owning, I guess. I don't know. But I should have ultied. I don't know why I didn't ulti there. I could have ultied for the Ember as well. It's a little bit of a cast animation, but getting the cast animation off is important. Because then I could have 3 to 4 illusions that just do a bunch of damage, you know? So we get the mid racks, pretty easy. We can go work on the top racks. Illusions here. They do less damage, of course, to buildings than heroes do. Because that needed to get nerfed. OG ruined that one for us back in like 2018, 2016, somewhere in there. But I'm feeling pretty good. I think this guy, yeah, he was planning to go Butterfly next. But I wasn't too concerned about my choices at this point. I could have gone Chaos Bolt cooldown. Oh, I also bought Shard, because this is a really nice way to increase your damage, actually. Because you're going to stun the guy you're trying to kill anyways. So if you get an illusion off of your Chaos Bolt, and it gives you 85% more damage of your compared to your hero, I think that's pretty worth it generally. So got the tower, went range barracks first. Just enough time for my illusions to live. And then we had some long pauses. So at this point in the game, I'm looking to find a way to get into the fight quicker. I think a Blink Dagger is really good at this point, because then I can ulti in trees and then walk out, blink, and use Reality Rift. And basically that blinks and pulls all of my illusions from trees or wherever they are to the enemy hero. And usually for supports like Lion or even Clockwork, they can die within 1 stun duration without a doubt. Instead, I decided to go for a Sange, because I wanted a little bit more reliable lockdown. And the extra heal is not terrible either, especially when you have an armlet, which is draining your HP by 45 HP per second. I don't know where this guy was. He was just in the mid lane. That was a psycho place to be. Not safe. But same stuff. Push waves. Use ulti occasionally to push waves. Mana cost on ulti is really high at this point, though. It's 300. It's like half my mana pool, so I have to be a little careful. I could also maybe get like a Manta style potentially as another item here, but it would be good against Ember Spirit, actually. I didn't really use DC'd for this long. I thought the game was like pretty much won at this point, but it was definitely not. I'm just trying to farm creeps near here. They have vision of me. I'm going to use my ulti. Sending my illusions in different places. Not exactly a good usage to run at that hero, I don't think, but especially because he can just kill it. He's kind of dealing with them, but they're kind of just standing there. It looks like, yeah, I did not micro them very well. I did not like my ulti usage there. I basically used them to farm like one creep wave. I should have spawned them when these two camps were spawning, moved them over, and cut like 2 waves. Would have been like a decent way to do it. Because if a fight starts without my ulti, I'm definitely, my impact is a lot less. Okay, we got a tier 2 now. Ember is back. Oh, I just found this guy randomly. He Manta dodged both my stun and my orchid, which was really bad usage by me. Killing that guy first is a little iffy because he's going to be able to respawn, but by the time this fight started, I ended up being really low HP and stuck inside this cogs, which was not good. There's my ulti coming off cooldown. I now am out of mana as well. And then I'm trying to kill this Morphling who has all this armor. I was just really, really bad team fight by me. And I also used Fear Cloak at the very end. So basically the main problem was that I got stunned by Lion and probably got hit by like a Scotty, which is lowering my HP regen and my lifesteal. So by the time I get unstunned at my 40% HP, then it's like ulting, BKBing, all of that stuff feels really bad. So I performed really bad in that team fight. But it was also just garbage what I did trying to kill the Morphling. Like I can't use all of my resources just for him to escape. Like I could be helping to kill somebody else instead. And frankly, if I just had a Blink Dagger, that fight would have been way cleaner anyways, because I can literally just do the simple thing. Ulti, blink, stun, orchid, and somebody probably dies. But instead I'm like just making it easy. I'm giving them chances to react basically, which is just, it's just bad. With that said, oh yeah, I forgot your innate has a 50% chance to spawn too. It's kind of a crazy value shard once you get there. So I'm trying to finish my Abyssal here, which is a great item for possibly killing their heroes. A little extra stun can make the difference sometimes against some of their guys. With that said, I don't have the ability to blink. Okay, here we are at 35 minutes in the game, and I finished my neutral item. So here's my 2 choices. The item that is by far the best, and I actually got 2 good choices here. The by far best item is Stygian Desolator. Means your attacks reduce the target's armor by 13 for 7 seconds. This is like an auto win if you get this, I feel like. Because your hero also reduces armor by 7 here. So if you get Desolator and this, you have minus 20 armor against their heroes. And let's look at how much armor they have. This guy has 15 plus 4. He didn't buy any armor items. Venge has 2 Wraith Bands, a Manta, and an Ags is an agility hero. She's got 35 armor. So I can reduce a huge amount of that armor. Morphling has crazy high armor at 51, so it's not good against him. Clockwork has just 9. He, for some reason, has a fucking Midas. I don't know why. So Desolator is like by far the best possible neutral item you can get. I would have been really happy with Fallen Sky as well because I didn't have a Blink Dagger yet, so that would have given me a blink. Book of the Dead, potentially okay. Helm of the Undying, if you die, you last 5 more seconds. If any enemy heroes die, your death delay gets extended by 5, so that's pretty crazy for elongating your fight health. Spider Legs could work. It would give me an item slot basically because I could potentially ditch my boots because I could get a 20% bonus movement speed while Spider Legs, and I can use it to like get over trees. Divine Regalia I would not want to take because I was expecting to die, but 20% damage increase is really good. And Minotaur Horn is probably one of the better ones because it's a 2-second BKB on a 40-second cooldown, which can be useful to remove like simple things like if I got Slight Chains near enemies, but I didn't want to like commit to pressing anything else. So I ended up grabbing Unrelenting Eye. What this one does is you get 100% slow resistance if there's no heroes around you, But if there's an enemy hero within 600 units, it gets reduced by 20%. So if all 5 heroes in melee range on me, then I have no slow resistance from it. But if it's just like 1 hero, then I have 80% slow resistance. So it's actually quite good against some things. Against Mana Drain from Lion, against Eye of Scotty, for example. They actually don't have that many slows. Rocket Flare hypothetically won't slow me. And the other thing that it does is status resistance. So if there's a lot of heroes close to me, then I get status resistance. So let's say there's 2 heroes within 600 units. I have 20 status resistance, which is actually pretty good. So I was also trying to decide between enhancements. I've got attack speed with attack range, which is quite good. I've got damage and armor with knockback resistance, which is kind of good against clock. The slow resistance, health, and health regen from this is not really needed, I don't think. And there's also lifesteal. I don't recall which one I got. Maybe it was the tough, the armor and the damage, because I had a lot of raw HP. But 31 attack speed is really, really good. I feel like that's hard to pass up. And yeah, I did get attack speed with bonus attack range, which is pretty nice. So 250 attack range now, 31 extra attack speed, which you kind of need as a strength hero usually. My agi gain's only 1.8, so it's pretty good. And I was just glad that I got a slightly good tier 5 neutral item. Like hypothetically, the other ones were good too. I could have gotten... Oh wait, the cast range one is now Magnify Monocle. And the cast range is the enhancement. I forgot about that. But I was not upset with what I had. I got an Aegis now. We committed ulti for that, so we shouldn't necessarily push until that's up. Did a little smoke to go look for heroes. He just broke it by using his ulti, unfortunately, because his body ran past us. And I decided to TP to deal with this, which is now a complete waste of the build. I can't believe we still have tier 1 towers, actually. This is insane that they haven't taken these yet. They could actually just walk here with, like, Morphling and kill it in, like, 3 seconds, I'm pretty sure. It's not the hero that I want. And then we came over here to do another Tormentor. It's great. We actually just got gold this time because we all had, we'd all bought our shards at some point.
Top tower has fallen.
Pretty nice to have, though. Hey, he did it. And now we're just looking to go high ground. End the game here. Which should be pretty easy to do with Aegis. I've got my ulti too. Centaur just kind of walked in. Did a little curse. It's his first life. He bought back, which I thought was a little surprising. I should have ultied here, I feel like. I don't know why I was waiting so long. I could have just done it earlier. And then I kind of had this problem where I burned all of my mana, which didn't feel very good. Kind of over here fighting to the death. I felt like I should be fighting, but then they just kind of walked away from me, which is very understandable. Status resistance, 20%. And then everything just kind of went bad. So I'm going to go back and watch that again, I think, to see what went so wrong. So here's the first problem. We basically killed Venge 3 times, which is a lot of oomph. I also didn't press my ulti this whole time. So I'm basically fighting without using my ulti, which is frankly just unnecessary. Why not press this, you know? I silenced him so that he wouldn't get to cast anything on me. Now by the time I ulti, my illusions are all half HP. And I burned all of my mana doing this. Which means now I don't even have Reality Rift after my ulti. So my ulti basically just got wasted, which is really bad. And the rest of my team actually just can't dive past the tower, number 1. And number 2, they bought 0 items to defend themselves other than 1 Force Staff. My AA has just a Yules. Slax has just a Force Staff. And my mid silencer has just a Blink Dagger. And he appears to have died right here. So we have 0 defensive items, which basically means that Morphling can do whatever the fuck he wants against us. So because we were basically ineffective on the backline, other than killing Avenge 3 times, we just got nothing done and all 5 of us died. So that was a huge, huge fight for them. Really big fight. And all we got was a buyback out of Avenge. A dieback out of Avenge. So, kind of a bad fight. But yeah, not ulting ahead of time, huge mistake. Not ulting into like Reality Rift, huge mistake. Trying to stop Morph here. It's my silencer, by the way, guys. Just Ags. Basically, that's all he's got. Just an Ags. Nothing else. Yashikai, what does this do?
Radiant's middle tower
Gives him attack speed, I guess, for his glaives, of which he doesn't really have that many. Like, his int isn't even that good. His int's not even good, guys. Like, what's going on here? Why are you trying to right-click when you didn't buy, like, int items? You know? Like a hex or something. He's going to Ag's Refresher. Why get the Yashikaya? Just for mana regen, I guess, is probably what he was thinking. Oh, it's just weird. So anyways, it appears that there is a fight top or something. So I decided to teleport too. And then it felt over, so I just jungled. I think I have Blink Dagger coming, which was extremely overdue. Again, if I just get Blink Dagger instead of Abyssal, I just go around the map killing people with Blink, is what I feel like happens. On the Morphling. We did a decent amount of damage over here. By the way, I went the min-max Chaos Bolt duration talent because they didn't really have that many BKBs, I think, when I was looking at it. Was what it looked like to me. But looking at it now with this BKB and this BKB, maybe a mistake. But the other thing, though, is that if I have the other facet, I would definitely get the Reality Rift Pierce's spell immunity one. I think that's just going to be better. But I kind of wanted to do a lot of stunning, was what I was thinking about. But I really need to worry about the Butterfly and Morphling now. It's pretty clear from that jump there that we're going to have trouble killing him. And Bloodthorn is by far the most obvious solution because it just builds out Orchid, and you get True Strike when you Bloodthorn somebody. So that's what I wanted to do Bloodthorn next. Gives me attack speed 2, True Strike, and a little bit more magic damage, which is another way that you can deal with the Morphling. But yeah, I definitely noticed having less raw mana pool this game, partially due to not having Echo Saber, which is pretty common on Chaos Knight as a mana solution. Orchid obviously works, but I walked right past a ward here. Pressed my BKB. Pressed all my things, to be honest. Nice stun by a line. So we basically just exploded the Morphling. Slex did a lot of damage too. But I basically just did everything. I think they even he even had vision of me, so I was kind of surprised he reacted like that. He presses buttons, it seems. He even went 35 strength talent, interestingly. Maybe not a good choice, but... Oh, he got the Unleashed Giant Small. This one's really good, actually, because it gives you, like, double the crit damage that you would have had. This kill was really weird, actually, I remember. This is me just, like, fucking around. It's like one of my fuck around kills, I felt like. Did he go on me? I guess he went on me. So I just started hitting him. Anyways, I started blasting. I'm going to Abyssal him when he's low. I actually Orchided instead. That was a mistake. I should have Abyssal. And then once he gets Ice Blasted, he's just dead. But I should have Abyssal, not Orchided. He was going to just Duels. I could have stunned him for a guaranteed 1.6. So that was kind of a nice kill. That guy died for nothing while trying to get something done. My mana's not great. That's my Silencer dying again. Look at his defensive items, guys. Oh, he actually does have a Scythe. That's good. I wanted to do something there. I just Orchided and ran because I knew it was a bad fight and I didn't want to also die. So I decided to TP back. There's my new Bloodthorn, which again gives me no more raw mana pool, which I really need actually. I've only got 891 mana, which feels not good when this cost me 125. This is 75. This is 50. That's like 250 mana to use my items on one guy, 300 for Phantasm, so that's 550 mana. That's like almost all of my mana to use my combo on one guy. And then if I use Reality Rift and Chaos Bolt on top of that, it's like all of my mana to kill one person. I decided to send my illusions out to farm because I wasn't feeling the most confident. Miss my crane a little bit here. My 25 talent, I went Phantasm Duration. I think I misclicked that, actually. But they do last for 40 seconds out of 75, which is good. The other one is plus 10% Chaos Strike chance, which means you have a 43% chance of Chaos Striking, which does a crit min of 120 to 260, and the lifesteal is 90% because I got the lifesteal talent. So pretty good talent, actually, if you level that one up. Increases your burst damage, certainly. because you're more likely to get a kill. I can't believe that they're not being aggressive on us right now. They basically just spread across the map and we're hitting creeps, and what they should have been doing was smoking his 5 and killing one of us, but they had... Alright, this is a kill that I really wanted to get. I'm waiting to see if he shows up, and then I'm going to Phantasm, and then I'm going to blink, stun, kill him. I just need him to walk to the creep wave. So I decided to farm while I waited. Here he showed. Abyssal first. I did it really sloppy though. I got slightly unlucky in that I didn't Abyssal Blade, but I don't think I attacked that many times. So let's see what I did wrong. I blinked and Abyssal because that's instant. What I should have just done is Chaos Bolted. That's a 2.6 second stun. Here's the Abyssal. I did 2 attacks. I hit a 3rd time. So I hit 3 times. I didn't hit a bash proc. I also reality rifted really late. I did a lot of things wrong. I needed to blink Abyssal, instantly reality rift. Then I needed to Chaos Bolt him, and I needed to ideally Bloodthorn because it would have given me bonus damage with every hit. When he's hit, all attacks on the silenced target will deal additional damage equal to 50 if the attacker's a hero and 25 if the attacker's a creep. So it would have given me a guaranteed 50 magic damage, I believe, per hit. But what I did was I didn't link my stuns, so he just presses BKB and he jumps away. But that was 100% a kill if I wasn't stupid. I felt really bad about that one because I would have opened up the map nicely, and it also took me off the map for a bit with my ulti being used, so that one was unfortunate. But it was definitely the right play, I just didn't execute it correctly. And kills like this are really impactful for games like this because genuinely almost everybody in this game was AFK farming, me included. Like, we were like, nothing directly is happening, well, I guess I'll just farm. Everyone defaults to farm, and then nothing's really happening. But I should be looking to kill heroes on the map like this if I have this much power. And I do have a lot of power, for sure. My team's smoking, so I'm coming with very overdue. Looks like they scanned us doing Roche. We got rocketed, so I'm just going to sit here, invisible, basically. Use my illusion. Oh, it got smoked weird. Pull them back into me. Pretty easy for me to kill this guy. He just doesn't have enough AoE, so he just can't do anything about it. Unfortunately, this is Roche started moving, so this is really unfortunate because that means my ulti gets kind of wasted. I did get to use it obviously to kill the Venge, but it would have been better off to get a kill and also take Roche. But the timing didn't work out. Got to use my illusions to push mid one more wave, which was nice. Here's Morphling just going down here. Thinking about going in. Good double golem here. Kind of looking for the right person to go into, but I probably should have just gone. In fact, Morphling was really low. I could have just killed that guy. I don't like how I'm playing this. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I should have just gone on Venge. I'm like over here like looking at the wrong people is what's happening. I should just be blinking and going on like the back line or something. But my camera here is really garbage. If I move my camera here instead, this is the obvious target. I just like blink and rift and kill this guy 100%. He actually can't even protect himself unless he glimmers before he gets stunned. But instead I'm like looking at these cores. I saw that this guy was BKB'd. He's not BKB'd any longer, by the way. He's actually ice blasted. I could have gone on this guy 100%. And then when this guy BKB'd, I was like, oh, I can't go on him. And then he slighted me was the problem. He hit me with the Radiance Burn. So I think I lost my blink for a little bit. That's what I thought at least. And now once again, here's the lion. I could just go in this guy. Instead I'm looking at this Ember Spirit. And I finally go in the line. It was just so late. So late. There's the Abyssal for the chain stun. Got that going. Now this guy. Little stun here. And finally just got my shit moving. Really bad though. I could have Bloodthorned him. I probably should have, but alright, it's fine. Somebody's going to push. We killed like a bunch of their heroes. We probably could have just gone down mid instead of Roshin. Would have just been better, but that extra 50 damage isn't beautiful. Okay, but yeah, we should have just 100% pushed. We could have just pushed bottom. Put my armlet in my backpack. I didn't really want to buy out because I don't want to lose this game. Here's illusions. Like, do you see how fast that kill is? It's actually insane. That was a little bit. That was at 1.5 times speed, but watch this. Here's normal speed. You just got to get the Blink Orchid. The Blink Orchid BKB with like a strength item, and this hero just kind of like shreds. He's like a very good ganking carry. Alright, this is slower than normal. Here's normal speed. Like, it's just over. I basically hit him with like 1,000 physical damage. Here's that Morphling, by the way. Not that I necessarily expect him to do anything here, but he turned into a Warlock. And he was globaled. And he forgot to turn back, kind of. Okay, that makes sense. Why that was weird. Alright, now they're all just dead. So we get to go push. It's about 8 minutes away from getting a new tier 5, but I'm sure the Unrelenting Eye was useful. You know, a little status resistance isn't bad. The slow resistance was probably kind of nice. I wanted to put this down. Very important. Oh, they're like literally all alive right now. I actually should be fighting. Could have abyssaled or stunned there. I think I needed a Ghost Scepter or something really badly. And luckily the creeps just kind of slayed the throne. Alright, we're going to close this. We're going to open it, and we're going to check how many right-click Slacks did. Because that is something I'm curious about in the laning stage. Because the laning stage definitely felt subpar. I think watching this back, per usual, I AFK farmed a little bit. I AFK farmed too much, like the 40 to 60 minute mark. And the Blink, going greedy and being like, I'm just going to get an Abyssal Blade. It's just like really greedy, because I did get to use it sometimes. But like realistically didn't get to do that much. Little Tango, you're fine. Because if you have an Abyssal and a stun, like sure, layering it is really, really nice. But in most circumstances, all it's going to do for you is not get used the way that you really want it to. But if you get a Blink Dagger, you can just Blink Orchid kill any support on the map. Which is also extremely valuable. Alright, again, we're going to watch right clicks from Slacks in the laning stage. One, two, 3, 4, 5. That was really good. 6. Really good right clicks. Excellent. He blocked the camp. Now he runs away. 1, 2. Why is he running so far away? 3, 4. So that's 10. $11. That's good. 12. This is not as bad. 13, 14. I haven't counted very much recently. 15. You should have right-clicked him at least like 6 more times there. 16, I think. Or 17.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
17. 18. 19. 20. Like, his HP has been full the whole laning stage. 21. Like, he should have right-clicked so many more times. It's unfortunate he didn't unblock this quite in time. Another thing that's generally pretty important is that it's better to body block this camp and then sentry deward your small camp. That usually is safer. Because you can't protect the large camp. If you do it the other way around, it's like you basically just never get to access the, what was I going to say? You don't really get to access, like, the large camp as much. However, like later on, blocking the large camp can be kind of hard. But do you see what I mean? Like he's so fucking scared of Clockwork. It's actually wild. He's so scared of Clockwork. He's way too scared of Clockwork. So this is about what I expected, because we watched the game from my perspective. But he's like I need 400 units between me and Clockwork at all times because he's really worried about dying. But like I'm also here too, you know, and I'm getting beat up, and I'm getting denied and harassed and stuff. And he is healing me, but I just think it's a little he's a little too afraid of feeding. His play style is not sacrificial enough in the first like 5 minutes, I think. And if he does get Midas and it pays off, that can be worth it. But there's also times where like my game would just be better if he laned a little bit superior and harassed a little bit more, and this Clockwork wouldn't be sitting on 3 tangos full HP, you know? It would be a little different. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful. That's CK carry right now. Buy your blink daggers after your orchids. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.